Something that I thought about for a while as I made these videos, especially these ones that are more just me out talking, is that none of them are a very good representation of me. It feels very strange to come out and just talk to a camera, to myself. It feels strange to edit the videos, to, watch them later. It feels like it's somebody else that I guess looks a little bit like me, but everything's a little bit wrong. This person doesn't really act like me. Not really the way I see myself. Because all of my normal experiences are, I'm either by myself like this, but I'm not talking, I'm just thinking. Or I'm with other people and I'm just having a normal conversation with other people, which is much more fluid and natural than I feel like when I'm just talking to a camera by myself, where I'm just feel very stilted. The speaking rhythm doesn't really feel very natural. I lose my train of thought a lot. I'm not able to get my point across very well. Like this, for example, where I'm just trailing off and I'm not doing a good job of explaining this. And I don't think that's just me. I think anybody that goes out, and especially if you're not very good at it, you go out and you try and just make some videos where you're talking to a camera. It just doesn't feel very natural. It doesn't feel like you. Which is weird that I'm spending this effort, making all these videos, putting them out into the internet for anyone to see, when it doesn't really feel like me. So if anybody does see these, just, any random person around the world could see this and they think, oh, here's this guy. This is what he's all about. This is what he's like. He's goes outside and rambles a lot vaguely about a topic, but doesn't really say that much, and trails off a lot and has a lot of speaking gaps, and they would be right to some extent, because that could be their whole experience of me, and they can go through this whole channel and watch a bunch of videos, and they would all be kind of like that for the most part. And I would say that they wouldn't really know me very well at all if that was their only experience with me, because I just feel like I do such a poor job of really representing myself on here. So it's just strange. It feels strange to film. It feels strange to watch. And I don't really watch these. I don't go back, and the most that I do is I edit them and I put my microphone audio match it up with the camera audio, so that that's all synced up. But I don't watch through it. I don't want to listen to myself ramble. I think that is if I did that, I wouldn't post these videos, because I would feel too weird about it if I went back and actually listen to all this before putting it out there. So but it is strange, and just to see if I ever go on my page and just look at the videos I've made and kind of remember, where I was at the time and what I was thinking, what the topic was, that kind of thing. It just feels strange, because all of these anything I'm out here talking about is something that I've thought about, and I think that I have something to say about. So in that sense, you know, these do have a degree of accuracy to them, because the general topic that I want to talk about is something that it has at least some level of importance to me. But the actual execution of it is, I think, a very poor representation of me. And I think, at least I keep telling myself that it'll be better the more I do it and the more I practice, and the more I can just like feel natural talking on camera, and especially just talking by myself. It's one thing to be comfortable on camera, another thing to be able to, when you're not in a conversation, there's no back and forth with somebody, to be able to formulate and articulate your thoughts in a concise and understandable manner. I think that's definitely a skill that, you know, I need to develop, and some people, I think, do a much better job of that, or at least they have, you know, practiced a lot and gotten a lot better at that. So I keep telling myself these will get better the more I do. I don't know how many of these I've made at this point, probably like 70 or 80 of these just purely talking videos. I don't know if they're any better. I don't really feel much better making them. I still feel kind of weird. I still don't really think they're any better of a representation of me than they really were at the start. Maybe a little bit, but maybe it's just a much slower improvement than I would like, but it's a slow and steady improvement. I hope so, at least. You know, maybe if I make 80 more of these, I'll look back at this midway point and think, okay, I can actually tell a difference. I feel like this is more true to myself. This version of myself I'm putting out here online is a little bit more accurate to the real thing. It's interesting watching other people, because I make these just kind of knowing that I'm not representing myself very well. It's not especially accurate to like how I am as a person, like how I would be in real life talking to somebody. But whenever I watch other people, I don't really think about that. I kind of think like, oh, this is whatever video I'm watching, which could be something just like this, just somebody talking. I just think, oh, this is this person. This is a normal, you know, this is an accurate, you know, picture of them. I never really stopped to think of that, you know, of course this person is a lot more complex than this video or this collection of videos can ever really show. And I just think there's definitely videos that people are more comfortable and more articulate and just kind of, I think, do a better job of expressing themselves. But there's definitely a degree of that. But I never really watch a video and think, oh, this person's doing a bad job. They're being really awkward and stilted, and they're probably a lot different from this video in real life. They're like not doing a good job of portraying themselves on camera. I never really think that about anything else. I never see anything that just feels like, oh, this is really bad. You know, they're probably not like this in real life. It always just feels kind of natural. And I think even the videos that are less polished and have a more amateur feel, maybe a little bit more stilted or awkward, I think those, a lot of times just feel even more just real, accurate to real life. It feels like, this is this person as they are in the moment making this video. It's all real. This is an accurate portrayal of them. I don't really know why I think of my own videos so differently. I know intellectually this is all just a medium. It's an art form of, if you want to call it that, or it's a medium of a way to portray yourself, just like a picture can look more or less like you, or an audio recording, or whatever else. It's all just, it captures some essence of you, but it's not really you fully. So intellectually I know all that, but for some reason I just think of my own videos versus anything else I watch so differently. So with that being said, maybe these videos do represent me a little better than I give them credit for. I'll wait for this ambulance. Maybe they just represent me as I am when I'm just by myself trying to formulate some thoughts. I always think of myself as much less awkward and articulate, I guess, than I feel like I come across on these videos. But I think that's only because I'm only ever by myself just thinking thoughts. So, it's not like I'm saying this stuff out loud in a stilted way, or I'm just with other people talking, and it's way more natural the way it is for anybody when you just, you have like some banter with somebody, you have like back and forth, there's other people in the equation, it's not just you. That's always different. So of course, just me talking by myself is not going to represent kind of that side of myself very well. So I guess in that regard, these are maybe a little more accurate than I gave them credit for, but I guess it doesn't really matter. It's kind of fun to make these. Still weird.